Welcome back to Whispers.
It's okay, we're trying something new this week. Bear with us, please.
Okay, it's like I'm remembering my lines here. Welcome back to Whispers in the Woods, guys, your last resort for all things horror. I'm your host, Emily.
I'm Devin.
And I'm Tom. Guys, we are back again for another week, our 9th week.
Hell
this
yeah.
time. By the time this comes out, I think this show will have been around for 2 months now. So that's
very
fun.
exciting.
It's been a great 2 months. Should we start off this episode with some horror news?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I realize I always pose this question, even though this is the thing we literally do every week.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Emily, this is news for you. There's been a original 35mm uncut print of Christopher Gann's 2006 Silent Hill. This has been discovered. It's reportedly NC-17. It's 8 minutes longer than the original, and it's promised to be more violent.
Well, I love that promise.
Yes.
And I hope it lives up to that.
It's just getting like a 4K scan right now, so you might, in the near future, see a whole new version of this movie that is 20 years old now.
Do you know anything about it being released to, like, select theaters, or will it be released online?
So far, just the information that we have is that it's been discovered, it's getting a scan. Anything else would be like speculation, but probably.
Yeah, I really hope so. That would be very cool. I mean, I already think that the film is pretty disturbing and gory, so to see more of that, I would be very excited.
That is exciting.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I knew that you would like that one. Also, this week there was some casting announcements for Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist reboot.
Oh.
Did you both know that this was happening?
No.
I just looked up, like, horror movies coming out in 2026, and I saw that
Okay.
that was getting made.
Oh, wait, it's this year?
Yep.
Really? Oh.
I think so.
Okay, that's surprising. I had no clue that this was even a thing. I mean, what a busy man that Mike Flanagan is. Like, he's just coming off the Carrie series, which we still haven't even seen any promo for.
Yeah, and he's been, like, a producer on a lot of horror films this past year. Needs to slow down.
He must be tired.
Oh, yeah. And now he's coming out with a remake of one of the most famous and influential horror movies of all time.
And it's of the actual Exorcist, not Exorcist 2, 3, or the thing from a few years ago.
Yeah, no, it isn't like a continuation of like that David Gordon Green.
What did we think of that one a few years ago?
Didn't see it. I was completely turned off of David Gordon Green after Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
No desire to come back.
Well, I watched it, and I'll tell you that it's not worth watching.
Okay, cool. I'll continue to ignore it. But this new Exorcist, it has a stacked cast. So it has Kate Siegel, Mike Flanagan's wife, who starred in Hush and also Haunting of Hill House. It's got John Leguizamo, who I love him mainly just because he was Luigi in the 90s Mario movie, which is an underrated movie. It's got Carl Lumbly, who was Halloran in Dr. Sleep. Okay. I think he did a really great job in that movie.
Nice.
It also has Carla Gugino, who was in
I love
Flanagan's.
her.
She's great.
And Spy Kids.
And Spy Kids, most important.
She was in Spy Kids.
She's the mom.
That's awesome. I know her mostly from Gerald's Game.
Oh, yeah.
And also Haunting of Hill House. Big news also, Scarlett Johansson was cast in The Exorcist. So this is just like recent that she's in this. She is not big in the horror genre.
No.
She's in Jurassic World, whichever. Who the fuck cares? She was in what was that? She was in Under the Skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's dipped a toe, but this would be a big swing for like her first horror movie appearance.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. It also has Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is going to be in not Undertone, Backrooms.
Ooh. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
And then it also has Lawrence Fishburne.
Nice.
Ooh, we love him.
Yeah. So those were the 3 recent casting announcements, and the rest are Mike Flanagan mainstays.
Wow.
Very cool.
So I'm actually excited for this because I like Mike Flanagan, and this cast sounds pretty stacked.
I do really like his shows and movies, so.
Yeah. Next up, so The Bride has come out.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, you were actually saying you were going to watch it on the weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm going to see it on Sunday with my grandma.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to be really interested to hear what you think. Because this movie seems divisive. From what I see of the reviews, it's pretty evenly split down the middle. Like, it's at a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.9 on IMDb.
Which isn't super great.
Not great, no.
We'll see.
You'll see, like, for every article that is calling it, like, a travesty and an on-the-nose, like, mess, there's another one calling it a masterpiece. So, we're just completely split on this movie. I haven't seen it, so I can't even say.
My partner's dad saw it and said that it was very thought-provoking.
Okay. Yeah. I do know that it's not doing so well in the box office. Right now it is the worst box office bomb of 2026.
Damn.
Yes. It has taken in $13.6 million worldwide on a budget of $80 million.
Damn.
Yeah. So this is bad news for directors who want to make unique and interesting movies. Studios, will take it as an excuse to take less chances, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just one other piece of horror news myself. You guys are familiar with the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, well, this is Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg's trilogy that they made from, like, the late 2000s to the early 2010s. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
yes, of course.
I always forget they're called cornetto.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
There might be a new flavor coming out.
Okay.
In this, what was once a trilogy, could be a quadrilogy now, because Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright have teased on their socials that they're collaborating on a new idea. It was just like a post of them together with the caption of idea. So speculation.
Shaun of the Dead is my favorite horror comedy, so...
Is it your favorite out of the trilogy? Have you seen them all?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Hot Fuzz is mine.
Your favorite? Well, this is awesome. My favorite's actually The World's End.
Oh,
okay.
Perfect.
We all have a different favorite
Wow.
in the trilogy.
I love that.
I think The World's End is really underrated.
I think I've only seen it once a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I only rewatch Hot Fuzz.
Right.
And each time it's like the first time.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
Also, it's just like coming off of The Running Man, it feels like maybe Edgar Wright is going to rekindle like this old writing partnership that he had with Simon Pegg, which I think was the best for the both of them. Simon Pegg went off and hung out with Tom Cruise for a couple years now, and what else is he up to? I would love to see him go back to his British roots.
Yes.
Make a funny pseudo-horror movie with Edgar Wright. I hope that they're having a good time writing. I know you got something fun
My
to
gosh,
say.
guys, spoiler alert, take a guess. What possibly could
guess.
be my horror news? Well, if you guessed correctly, which who knows if you did, new information about the Vampire Lestat just dropped. The first episode will be premiering June 7th, which I have looked and booked the date off of work now.
Of course.
It is a Sunday, so... And then they also released the title sequence. Yeah, this title sequence, I'm going to have to watch it frame by frame. I've watched it 3 times today, and I have, like, happy feelings all over my body. And then there's also a lyric video for the song, too, so you should download the Vampire Lestat music and watch the title sequence now and book June 7th off of work.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything from this series so far, but that opening sequence was very intriguing and very fun.
It's very fun. What's really cool about this is the Vampire Lestat is a musician, and the showrunner the composer Daniel Hart got asked to be one of the showrunners this season because music is such an important part.
That's awesome.
And literally that is all of my vampire news today.
Dev, you have a subsection in horror news called Vampire News.
It's just vampire updates.
Undertone, guys.
Yes.
I am so happy that it wasn't disappointing.
Me too.
Me too.
Ugh.
There was hype though, like it had good reviews. It got picked up by A24, which was just already encouraging from the start.
Yes.
As well, because this is a low-budget Canadian horror movie.
Yeah, with a budget of $500,000
USD, which means probably
800?
750,000
Somewhere around
Canadian, something like that.
Still not a lot as
No.
far as movies go, that's
Not
for
a lot.
sure.
Yeah.
So far it's made, what, over $1 million?
Yeah, so it just came out yesterday, and it's already made $1 million, and that's in, like, pre-ticket sales. We went to see it opening day at the Park Theatre in Vancouver.
Well, it premiered at Fantasia on July 27th of last year. And it also had a showing at Sundance on January 24th.
Sweet.
That's amazing.
So what we're going to do here is a non-spoiler section, tell you about the film without giving any details away, and then we'll just full-on spoil it. Tell you what's going on. What is the undertone, you know?
Yeah.
Who is the undertone?
Why?
Why is the undertone? How is the undertone?
All will be revealed.
What is the undertone? Undertone. Its tagline is "It wants to be heard." The film is an hour and 33 minutes, which I think is a perfect runtime for a film. The brief synopsis is: the host of a popular paranormal podcast becomes haunted by terrifying recordings mysteriously sent her way.
Yep, very true.
So the director and writer of the film is Ian Tuason.
What do you think, Twasson?
Twasson, probably.
Okay.
Sorry, Ian.
Yeah. Sorry. If we ever have you on the podcast, we'll say it right then. As far as cast goes, we have Nina Kiri as Evie, who did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fantastic. I would not be surprised if she was kind of a breakout horror star after this.
For sure. We also have Adam DeMarco as Justin. We only hear his voice, but I also think he did a great job.
He's her podcast co-host. Yes. So he calls in from a different city.
Yeah, and then the only other person besides Evie that we see on screen is Mama.
Yeah.
Evie's mom, played by Michelle Duquette. And yeah, she does a great job at being a catatonic, sickly mother.
Yeah, which is harder to do than people think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The composer of this film, I think, is important to shout out just because of how amazing the sound was. Her name is Shanika Lewis Waddell, and it was her first big movie that she ever did the composing for.
I cannot believe that. It's crazy. We'll have to talk about the sound, in depth, but it's a star of the show.
Yeah, no, it's what made the movie. Without
was
the
she
sound.
also the sound designer, or was she the composer?
She was just the composer.
Okay.
She was not the sound designer as well.
Mm-hmm. So her and also the sound designer deserve so many props for making this movie as effective as it was.
Big shout out to the whole sound team.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any other cast and crew?
No.
It's small.
It's pretty
small. It's so small, yeah.
It's tight.
I think, like you were saying, you only see two people on screen through this entire movie, and that's Evie and her mom, who I don't believe gets a name.
Mama.
First her as Mama. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, small Canadian movie, incredibly effective.
Yeah.
And so scary.
I was surprised with how scared I get. You guys know me.
Yeah.
I'm a little desensitized and I don't get scared at much anymore. But when I tell you that the hairs all over my body were standing up for 75% of the film, as well as Tom had his hands in front of his eyes for 75% of the film.
Oh my God, yes.
That was great.
This movie was terrifying. I'm not good with jump scares. I never have been, ever since I was a little kid. Not much has changed. I stayed in my seat for this movie, but I was going through it. Holy God.
I said it once and I'll say it again. You're a baby, Tom.
Goo goo gaga. To be honest, I will own it. It was hard for me to watch this movie because it doesn't let up.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
No, I really liked it. And yeah, for me, the sound is always the scariest part. So my ears were plugged for a lot of it and was squinting at one point. But it was great when Emily elbowed me and was like, Tom. And I was like, this is brilliant.
That could have been at any moment in the film.
And I was saying to Tom, you were covering your eyes like, see no evil. I was plugging my ears like, hear no evil. If only at one point Emily was covering.
I think I did.
Okay,
put my hand in
laughing.
front of it. Yeah,
like, I love this.
Yeah, because you watch horror movies sitting forward.
Yes.
Get as close to the screen as you can. I'm down, sunk in my seat, knee in front of my eyes. And
I just wanted to ingest all the terror that it was feeding me, and it really didn't disappoint.
No, it was such a beautiful cinema experience because it is a surround sound film. And since sound is such an important part of it, sometimes the sound is coming from the front, sometimes it's only coming from the rear left.
I
So
love
it's
that.
bouncing around. There's no escape. It's wonderful.
Absolutely no escape. Like, at one point, like, I'll get into it in the spoiler section, but my, like, fight or flight response kicked in, and I was like, oh my god, like, I need to go.
Oh, I was in that state the entire time.
My body was so tense.
Yes. One thing this movie does that I love is there are mirrors all over this house. So in any given shot, you're seeing the other side of the room. Maybe you're seeing down a hallway, and you're always waiting for something to be in any one of these mirrors, moving around or just standing there. So you're always, like, paranoid, looking around the frame for scary things.
And, like, this isn't really a spoiler, but, like, usually there isn't.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yes.
Exactly, because if they overplayed it, it would, wear smooth. But
A
no.
lot of anticipatory horror.
Exactly.
And what I also really like about this is it is one location
Yeah.
the whole time. And that's brilliant. And I know I was saying it to you guys, but like my favorite movies are movies that could be plays if you remove all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
You still have a good and effective story. And this could easily be a stage play and you would still be so scared.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was such an
It
effective
really
story.
Plays on your, like, primal senses as far as obviously the sound goes, and I think visually too, like
Yeah.
you
Fear
were
of the
saying.
dark as well,
Fear of
too.
the Dark's real.
The movie quite often cuts to black. Every time it does that, I'm like, what's going to be on screen when we cut back?
Yeah.
Am I waiting on a jump scare here? Also, there's about 3 or 4 really good jump scares
Yeah, I
in
would
this movie.
agree.
Like, entire theater jumping and then the nervous energy after. People, laughing and shifting around.
Yeah, as far as the theater experience goes, I do remember at one point in the film, like, everybody, all three of us, I know for sure, went like,
Yeah.
yeah, which
Yeah.
I really enjoyed.
I kept going, oh no. I'm like, oh no.
I kept shaking my head like,
Yeah.
no,
No,
this
no.
isn't good.
Yeah. So this is a very great directorial debut for
Yeah.
a feature film.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the production design as well. So the house that Evie records her podcast from is very, like, kitschy. There's wallpaper on the walls. There is religious imagery everywhere, like crosses hanging from the walls. There's little statues and statuettes.
Paintings.
Yeah, tons and tons of paintings and all. So this was Ian Twasson's childhood home that he shot in, which would be cost-cutting for sure.
Yeah.
Also, there is a not-so-fun fact in
Yeah.
Bit of
relation.
a sad
Sad.
history.
Yeah.
So this would be a very personal film for him, because we've learned that he, like Evie, has experienced caring for an ailing parent, and he did so in this very house. So obviously he's using a lot of his own experiences and traumas to inform this story.
Write what you know.
Right? Yeah, this film got to me on a very personal level.
Yeah, I was thinking about that while we were watching
Yeah.
that. But honestly, like, as morbid as this sounds, I feel like people's most traumatic experiences make the best films, especially horror films.
It's true, and especially when it's like you can tell it's done from a personal place with care, not in an exploitative way. Like
Yeah.
when it's like, oh, that's just gross. It's done with so much care.
Yeah, so one other thing that I wanted to mention was just the reviews of the film so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, right now it has a 6.6 on IMDb, which is not amazing, but also it's not bad. It's pretty good for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I did notice that there are some like 1 or 2 star reviews on IMDb, and mostly they were saying that the film was boring.
Now that's an interesting
interesting.
thing. So this is like edging into spoiler territory, but when I went into this movie, I expected that it would take place over one night. Did you guys feel the same way?
I did. I thought it was going to be one night, so I liked that
Yes.
it wasn't.
It was not over one night, but I feel that kind of like rise and fall is might be what people are referencing when they say it's boring. That they may have wanted it to be like a consistent build in the terror. We stay in this one night, things just go from scary to scarier. But since there are gaps, maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I do see a trend, especially nowadays with social media and TikTok and whatever, that films, especially horror films that are a bit more subtle and like take a bit longer to like amp up the creep factor, just kind of get panned in the reviews and
by
are
some
called boring.
Yeah,
not by everyone, but I think by people that maybe have a shorter attention span these days.
Maybe they were expecting like an It movie where you're gonna have, you know, like a demonic clown chasing you around.
Bunch of CGI monsters.
Exactly.
This is not that kind of movie.
Not
Has
at
a
all.
beautiful Canadian budget.
Yeah.
And it works.
I had a question for you guys. What did you think of Evie's podcast?
Wow, love her sound setup. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Don't like what she does though.
I really liked it. I liked the concept, of course. I know you guys have a different opinion on quote unquote real scary stories.
Yeah.
But I really liked that aspect.
Yeah, just taking in real stories of like audio recordings it might be, or just like they look at videos online, viral videos, and something that I would never do.
Same.
To be honest,
I would love to do that.
I am not going to fuck around in that way.
Yeah.
You don't believe in ghosts.
But I also don't want to, like... Spoiler, technically, these recordings do deal with real death. So I would not be investigating any of that. Even if I was, like Evie, a skeptic, it's like, no, wouldn't do it. No thanks.
And should we venture into the spoily woilies?
Hell yeah.
Right off the bat, I was kind of interested in the title card because it comes up, it's Undertone, and then the Durtone disappears.
Kind of like wobbles away.
Yeah.
Then we just have and then un starts to tilt, and then I think we just cut into it. What's that all about?
I mean, there's a lot of shots in the film that kind of start to turn.
Yeah,
Like,
there's lots of turns, absolutely.
Yeah.
But why is it just that's doing the turning?
I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, that's so interesting. Like, one?
Yeah.
But then is it like no as in null as in nothing? Like, what?
You could really read into
Yes,
it.
Right?
you could.
I know.
And I think that's kind of what it's for, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really
Which
cool.
is fun.
Yeah, I just was confused, I guess.
It's cool, though. Yeah, very thought-provoking. So we open the film with our main character, Evie, and she's just moved back home to take care of her dying mother. And she starts to sing Baba Black Sheep to her catatonic mom in bed.
Yeah.
How did we feel about this initial plot point?
I can relate. It resonates hard. I really, really like that as an opening because it shows where this woman is at. She's in her 30s, which I really, really liked. Usually people are like teens or they already have their family and children. And she, more or less, single woman in her 30s, going back home, looking after her mom. And she is now the parent, in quotations, nurturing and taking care of her mom. And when you are in that state, you do return to being more like a child. So she was just trying to give her like some childhood comfort.
She says that her mom used to sing that song to her.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're right. She's like kind of swapped places with her mom as she's looking after her.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really strong character introduction because it shows us immediately what our main character cares about. And that shows that she has, you know, a heart. You know, we know that she is caring towards her mother, so that makes us like her right off the bat as well. And it makes us hope that nothing bad happens to this mom.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of like makes you feel for the main character right away, too.
From her initial scene, and that is just really good writing.
And it also
For
shows
sure.
the dad's not around anymore. Maybe he's already passed. Maybe
Yeah.
he's just out of the picture in a different way. She's the sole person taking care.
And I think it kind of makes you feel like a strong emotion right off the bat, and then doesn't let off
not
the
at
rest
all.
of the film.
No, this is a very upsetting film
Yeah.
altogether. Yeah.
And then a nurse comes into the home, and Evie asks when she'll know when it's time.
Yes. So she's not expecting her mom to ever wake up. I believe.
Yeah.
And the nurse mentions the death rattle, or if she mentions the death rattle. The nurse
The nurse
doesn't
was
like
on the
that
phone,
term.
right?
No, she was
No,
there.
we
We
just
never
don't
see her.
Right, that
Which
was
is
it.
very creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the nurse says something like, "Oh, you'll hear it in her breathing," and then Evie brings up the death rattle, and then the nurse says, "I don't like to call it that."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty early on, I think we get to the first recording session for Undertone podcast.
Yeah.
And it's 3 a.m., which is a crazy late time to record.
Yeah, why are we doing that?
I'm not recording this at 3 a.m.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, and then we're introduced to Justin, who is Evie's co-host, and he's kind of like the believer, and then Evie's the skeptic.
Yeah, those are their characters that
Very
they have
like
to
Mulder
play.
and Scully.
Did you guys get a little vibe between the two of them?
Yes.
For sure.
I was like, okay, where did they have a situation once upon a time?
Yeah, but they're now like kilometers away from each other. I think that she has a partner, or she's kind of on the outs.
Yeah, and he has one too.
He definitely has a partner.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing better in his relationship than she is.
Yeah.
But there's that weird air.
Yeah,
between
it's
the two
still
of them.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely seems... We don't see him, but from
Never ever.
how he speaks, I feel like he seems more stable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's very worried about her. Like, he's asking her about her mom. And just kind of to her character, she's a deflector. You know?
Yeah.
She'll be like, that's fine. I mean, like, it's not fine, but it's like, it's fine. You know, like, she doesn't really want to talk about her issues, which does come back later as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she doesn't
Thinking
want to
about
be
that.
like a burden
Yeah.
on people. Exactly.
So, during the podcast, they dig into stories such as a video with that creepy woman that makes people apparently kill themselves.
So this scared me. It's like this dark-haired woman staring into the camera, smiling, and her face starts to like stretch.
And it's a red. Everything.
Yeah,
the image
everything's
is
red. I found that so uncanny.
Yeah, and there's a
Yeah.
creepy
Hard to
sound
look
that
at.
was playing with it.
And it's funny when they're playing that bit because Evie is like continuing to play it and Justin's like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cute. And then, yeah, they kind of just generally get into like real, quote unquote, real paranormal stories. And then Justin mentions that he has something special for this week's episode.
10 audio recordings from an email that he says is just nonsense letters, but we will find out later is not nonsense. And they're labeled kind of oddly as well.
Yeah, there's also like a weird message before the audio clips that is just like a bunch of random letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, descending. It ends with tenet as
Yeah,
well.
with an upside down smiley face.
Yeah. So already teasing us to like the play it in reverse, play it forward. Tenet is like, you know, that, what is it? I think it's a very ancient, like,
It's that Christopher Nolan
it
film,
is
of
that
course.
Christopher Nolan film. But it's like this ancient, what do you call it? Like, I think it was a carved thing.
Oh.
And with a whole bunch of words that could be read in any order as the same,
Oh,
you know?
that's cool, like palindromes.
I think it's palindrome, yeah. So it's just a box of palindromes. They're like diagonal, the same, back and forth. Yeah, and it was called the Tenet Square, I think.
I need one of those.
Interesting. So, yeah, Justin has been sent 10 mysterious voice notes of a married couple who has started hearing things in their home.
Yeah.
And the wife starts, like, talking in her sleep.
Yeah, the husbands are recording her because she doesn't believe that she talks in her sleep.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to catch you doing this.
Yeah.
But she doesn't just talk in her sleep. She sings.
Yes.
She sings Ba... No, it's not Ba Ba Black
No.
Sheep.
London
Bridges
Yeah,
falling down,
right.
down.
And then I think that it was on that night that they first start talking about hidden messages.
and playing it backwards.
Yeah, and playing things backwards. So they start to like delve into the hidden meanings behind nursery rhymes.
Yeah, and
Right
don't
off the
they,
bat.
like, play it backwards and something says, like, Mike Kill All, which is the husband's name?
Yeah.
I think that's Baba Black Sheep that they play backwards in the later on recording, I believe. Yeah. It's very creepy though when they're like looking up, you know, old creepy photographs and illustrations. I think that it's on this first night that she gets like a bit of audio feedback, which would be the first jump scare of this movie that got everyone because we weren't expecting it yet. And then it seems like when she listens to these recordings, she starts to feel a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like she's getting a headache and, she calls it off.
Yeah, she gets unnerved.
It's like connecting with her in a weird way.
Yes, and she won't admit that it's unnerving her. She's like, she'll be like, oh, I think I just need more sleep. It's getting late after work tomorrow. Also, I love how they frame the recording sessions.
Yes.
Usually she's on the right of frame in the kitchen area, and then we're seeing down a hallway behind her.
Oh,
well, she's kind
dark,
of in
dark
like
hallway.
the dining room, and we see the door to the kitchen behind her.
That's what it was.
That kind of has glass on it, so it's kind of, you can't really see completely through it, but it's kind of like, what's the word? Translucent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was like the door frame in the stairwell that just has that black void.
And you always think that you're seeing something
Yes.
in this like void on one half of the screen.
Something that might not be there or might be there.
Yeah.
And later on, I think in that night, before she goes to bed, she goes to check on her mom. And her mom has this statue, a little like marble statue of a woman with a bunch of babies kind of crawling up her.
Very odd statue.
And to mention, it looks like a Catholic statue, like
Yes.
religious effigy.
And then when she picks it up, she wants to put it in a drawer. We also see a drawing, and it's made with like black and red crayon. And I believe it was another woman holding a child's
dead
hand.
baby
Oh, that was
something.
right. Yeah, like dangling a child.
Yeah.
So also creepy.
Yeah.
And I think we'll find out later who did that.
Yes.
Yeah, it might also be up to interpretation.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's cool with this movie, since it isn't just one night, there is also day.
Yes.
And do you think typically in movies, oh, you're safe in the day? No.
No.
Creepiness is still occurring.
I think the most, like, mostly the shots of her, like, with the mirrors or looking
Yeah.
at mirrors are during the day.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's like most of the room is bright, but then there's like this one closet or this one corner of the room
A
that's
sliver
dark.
of a door.
There's the
Yes.
classic, like, opening up the medicine cabinet
Yeah.
and then shutting it, and is there going to be something behind her?
Yeah.
Not in this case, because they keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
The next thing that I can specifically remember happening is her getting invited to a party.
Yeah, what I really, really liked about that, she's getting invited to the party, but she doesn't want to miss a single moment with her mom in case she passes, and, like, obviously doesn't want her to die alone.
Yeah.
But she also hasn't seen her friends in who knows how long. She isn't really taking care of herself and her needs.
Yes.
So she's talking to her mom, like, Mom, I'm just going out just for a couple hours. It's just going to be a couple hours. Her friends are on the phone. She's making sure.
It's actually her ex.
Her
kind
ex.
of ex. It
Yeah,
seems like
that situation
his contact still has like a heart behind it.
Yeah.
You know? But when they're on the phone, he's like, I don't know if we're on the outs or not.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's the same emoji that I have beside Mateo's name.
Oh.
That was creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy. But yeah, and I really liked it because she gets ready. She goes out to this party and she's like, it's just going to be a couple hours, Mom. And then it's day.
Yeah, she
It's the
comes
next
back in the
day.
morning. Yeah,
I
stays
think
We
away.
never see the party scene, and I love that. We don't need to see it. That's
No, we
not what
don't.
the story's
We-
about.
We know probably what happened there. We don't
Yeah.
need to see it. But I think that this scene where she's like telling her mom she's just going to be gone for a few hours and she's sitting with her is like a good tension building moment because we were just previously told about the death rattle and we know that her mom does not have too much more time. We know that she hasn't been eating. So we're, as the audience, we're like, no.
Yeah.
Don't go to this party.
Don't go.
I'm
And
also
then-
kind of like, get out of this house and stay out.
Yeah. And then we see her, like you said, come back the next morning.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but I was like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah, and it was
So her mom's on the floor.
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
floor, and just she feels so bad and so guilty
Yes.
because, like, how did her mom even have the energy to get up?
Yeah.
But that is
Yeah.
also can happen with the death rattles, like in your last day. All of a sudden, you could walk around and start eating stuff, and then the next day, you'll be catatonic again. So it was very, very interesting. I'm like, yeah.
This
You know?
mom character gave me the vibes of Jane Doe from the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Totally.
Yeah. A character who feels like a ticking time bomb,
Yeah.
when's she gonna move?
You're just waiting.
And she's gonna do something scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think in the waiting for something is like the most scary.
It's the most scary.
Because you don't know yet. It's that unknown. Like, what am I about to see? What am I about to hear?
Yes, and each time she gets closer to her mom's mouth to like give her water or to drink something, typically in a regular horror movie, the mom would be like, "Whoa!"
Something would happen.
But nope.
Like kind of going back to her when she's on the ground after the Evie comes home from the party. How do we think that happened? Do we think she just fell? Do we think it was a demon? Do we think like what?
I think that she is probably fully catatonic, and I think it's the influence of. We're in spoilers. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah.
Abazu.
Okay, you think it was Abazu?
I would think so, yeah, because I think that from the very first time she hits record, things are put in motion. You know, how did that statue get out of the drawer? Because I think the next time she checks on it, it's back on the table. The mom, I think, is moving around, but it's not her anymore.
Yeah. Do you think the mom herself is dead at this point?
No.
Okay.
I don't think dead quite yet.
Like the demon is keeping her alive.
Yeah, that's what I would speculate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and for many reasons why she would want to keep her alive too. But yeah, I think it's such a interesting use of the jitters, for lack of a better term, that occur when you are dying and when you gain that energy again. Because if you just look at it from a plain real life medical thing, it's like that's what happened. She got that burst of energy, walked around, fell. So it's a perfect use for somebody. Our character is still somewhat grounded in reality, and using the demon to do that is such a clever way of exploring.
She can't believe that it's her mom doing any of these things, though. Like a faucet turns on in the bathroom at one point. But then there's a similar experience in one of the tapes later, and she explains it away as it's an old house.
Because you hear
old
what
pipes.
sounds like old pipes.
Yeah. So
the
things.
Old pipe.
So things that are happening in the recordings are having parallels to her own life.
Yes.
So when she's saying, "Oh, it's nothing," she's really trying to reassure herself as well, and hiding behind her own skepticism, which I thought was really fun.
Me too.
So getting into the next recording, I think that's the one when we start to hear Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Evie immediately is like, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. It's things that don't happen very often. That's why we get shocked when we hear them.
Yeah.
But then Justin tells her that there is a hidden message in Baba Black Sheep if you play it backwards. I can only remember part of the hidden message. I think part of it was lick the blood off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the rest?
No, because I was like...
Yes. We looked it up. I don't think there actually is a hidden message of that kind in Baba Black Sheep.
I mean, there's probably like some morbid backstory to it, but I don't think that there's like a hidden message backwards.
Yeah.
Considering they didn't have audio recording when Baba Black Sheep was probably written.
The version in this film they must have recorded specially for it because it's the creepiest version I've ever goddamn heard.
It's so uncanny.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Weird.
It does a couple different key arrangements.
It's children's
that don't happen.
chanting like, ugh. Yeah. So probably I would say that if you played the version they have backwards, there is that hidden
I wonder
message.
if we could find that version.
I'm
not
kind
gonna
of
listen to it,
like
so I'm
kind of.
It'd be cool if we could play it for the audience.
We can. It's in the trailer.
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to look up the Demon Abazu after this.
Yeah.
Because I think by the time they get to like maybe the fourth recording, you get this kind of like Sam Raimi-esque POV shot. Where from the first floor we rush down.
That was
very
through
cool.
the air.
That was so cool. It's like the demon. She's like, "Oh, you're calling me. I'm coming to
I
you."
love that.
I really like that, and it is important to mention that Jessa, the woman on the tapes, is expecting a baby.
Yeah,
We did not mention that.
Yep, absolutely. Can anybody remember what happens next specifically?
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily next, but our main character, what's her name again? Evie? Evie gets a call from her doctor.
Yes.
And she is like 9 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
It turns out, because she's been throwing up and stuff. And it turns out she is pregnant. This woman on the recordings is also pregnant, expecting a baby.
Yeah. So all of these weird recurrences between her real life and these tapes, which she still doesn't believe in.
She's trying so hard to convince herself that nothing bad is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, after she finds out that she is pregnant, she goes upstairs to tell her mom.
Yeah, and I loved this scene because, again, the actress who was playing the mom did such an incredible job because though she is catatonic,
there are slight changes, yeah.
Because when she's telling her brow is slightly furrowing. And I remember you asked me, like, well, just asking the question, like, oh my gosh, can people hear you when they're in that state?
Mm-hmm. She asks the nurse, too.
Yeah, and asks the nurse, too. And, like, they can. Mm-hmm. They absolutely can. And that was the mom reacting to.
Yeah, she didn't like it, though.
She did not like... Yeah, she was furrowing. She's like, oh, God, no.
Very subtly, you can just see these kind of, like, changes in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Interesting. Yeah. And that statue just keeps reappearing. She puts it in the closet at one point, like, not dealing with this.
Yeah.
Another thing to mention is that she says that she wants to name her baby Mary.
To the mom,
because her mom would always pray for Evie.
Yeah.
And do Hail Marys.
Yes.
Yep.
And she also says she's not sure if she's ready to become a mom.
Yep.
Which valid because she's in a precarious situation.
Yeah, like on the outs with her partner as well.
Yeah.
She also has a drinking problem, we learn.
Yeah. Quickly, we go into the next night before she's about to record the next episode. And she finds like an old bottle of Irish whiskey in the cupboard and just pours it into like a tea mug.
Yeah.
It's
And starts
one kind of Plan B pill.
Drinking it straight up.
No, and Justin is asking her, like, how you're holding up, you're not drinking again. She's like, no, I'm not drinking.
As she's
drinking.
And she's like, can we just get into the episode? Like, come on, let's stop talking about this.
This was another thing that I wanted to mention. I feel like the film had quite a few, like, notable cliches in it. As far as, like, the clock ticking a lot. We have a lot of shots of the clock ticking. We have a shot of, like, a tea kettle steaming as like we're coming to kind of the climax of a scene, but it never feels like, oh, we've seen this before, oh, this is cheesy. It really works in the film.
I think so too. I don't think that there's anything that's like feels trite or anything like that.
Exactly. And the clock also really works in this story too because she's just waiting for her mom to pass away.
True.
So every second. And when you're sitting in a hospital and for some reason they put the clock directly across your bed, it's like, why? You don't need to watch.
You're taunting me.
Yeah, time ticking away.
And they're hammering home that she records at 3 a.m.
Yes.
as well.
Which is a weird choice.
Which is the witching hour.
Exactly. I would not.
And they're getting into more of these recordings and things are getting creepier and creepier. So Jessa on the tape has the creepiest doll I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's this weird real type of doll that when you pull its string goes, I like it here in the dark.
Yes.
And I hate that.
Why would it say that?
That's awful.
Is that real?
I think so. They look it up and,
yeah,
figure out that it is a real doll.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And if this exact one's not real, it's based off of so many creepy real talking dolls.
So Jessa and Mike are waking up in the night with banging happening in their apartment or wherever they live, which they can't find. And Jessa also keeps disappearing. And I think Mike keeps finding her in the baby's room.
Yeah, the nursery.
And she's like crying or sometimes listening to Baba Black Sheep as well.
Or screaming.
But at one
Screaming as
point
well.
she starts chanting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's doing this very, very creepy chant.
Yeah.
Building
sounds
in
like gibberish.
Yeah.
It sounds like gibberish. It sounds like some sort of Latin in a creepy book that you shouldn't be reciting.
And now when they play it backwards, I think it's Abazu come in.
Abazu come in.
Yeah,
well, you
right.
two just say that. Fine. Go ahead.
Abazu, I know you're already here, so...
But none of us are expecting, so I think we're safe.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true.
But then they start to research Abazu. And so they find this image, this statue, that is Emily's favorite statue. I'm going to get you one for your birthday.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Out of everything in this film, That is what had me scared the most. For some reason, this frickin' nun's eyes are like looking down at in this like weird slant, and they're all like kind of like cracked and like kind of dirty.
Yeah.
I don't like
piercing gaze.
What was her name? We ended up Googling the statue. Was it Saint Maria de...
It was like a Filipino statue.
Yeah, so...
the director is Filipino.
Yeah, he's Filipino. So I thought that was really cool to introduce.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we hadn't heard of. Mm-hmm.
She's got like a baby on her belt or something like
Which is
that.
A dead baby and a cross?
Yeah. Ugh, I don't like her.
Which is perfect for this movie.
Okay, so...
Santa Rita.
A Filipino church's statue of San Rita of Cascia.
Mm-hmm. Patron saint of abuse survivors, violent marriages, and hopeless situations. She doesn't look very comforting to me, I gotta say.
No.
But Abazu is a real demon from mythology. But they added a bit of backstory that is fiction for the movie.
Wait, sorry, one more note about this statue. This specific statue is also known as Black Magic Mary.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a sick name.
That is dope.
Black Magic Mary.
But, okay, so she is a bit more occulty and
Yeah,
creepy.
I guess so. So Abizu was apparently a mortal woman who was infertile and became a baby killer just out of jealousy. So then in the fiction of the movie, she was hanged in front of a chapel for everybody to see. But then her spirit became a demon that goes around giving miscarriages and compelling women to murder their own babies.
Yeah.
So not the nicest customer out there.
Pleasant and lovely.
So I looked it up. This is a real mythological demon. She's from Near Eastern and Jewish mythology. So in the myths in the real world, she was never a real woman. But she does do the same things as
In the film.
described in the film. Yeah.
Yikes.
Is scary. So, yeah, and then Justin goes, okay, we really should stop listening to this because I'm getting really freaked out. And
He knows something bad's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Evie is still in denial.
We should talk about the sleep meditation scene.
So, yeah, she's gone to bed.
Yeah.
What I really like about this, too, it's a twilighty coloring.
Yeah.
Very, very creepy. So it's not fully dark, but it's not light. She's not using any lights, going to bed.
Just kind of like
Yeah.
moonlight coming in, I guess.
Exactly. And she feels really bad because she just kind of freaked out at her mom because she hears her mom whisper something.
Yes, okay, we should talk about this scene as well.
Yeah.
So, what is she doing when she hears this? She's like in the bathroom or getting ready for
She's
bed.
getting ready for bed. I think she's like walking in the hall and she hears her mom.
Yeah.
She hears whispering, like very
Yeah.
clear whispering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's creeping towards her mom's room, and we keep hearing it like louder and louder.
It's
and
saying something about Mary, right?
Yeah.
something about Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is-
I think she's doing Hail Marys.
Mm-hmm. Hail Marys, yeah.
And so she goes to open the door, and just as she opens the door, it completely stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turns on the light, and her mom is in a catatonic state, of
Yeah.
course. And so she goes up to her mom and is like, kind of shaking her, and
She's
is like,
shaking
I
her mom.
heard you. You said
Yeah.
something. Why won't you speak to me? I heard you say something.
And
And
then
then
the
she-
bathroom light turns on.
The bathroom
Yeah.
light just like flick,
Yep.
and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You see when she goes to close the door and check out the bathroom, the mom's head slowly turns to watch her and then turns back.
And then she hugs her mom and she's sorry. And
Yeah.
she goes to bed and she puts on what should be a calming, sleeping podcast.
Yeah.
but-
It starts off really nice. It's like, oh, you're standing in the shallow waters of a lake.
But I thought that was interesting too because I'm like, water running. I'm like, no, the faucets.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
faucets and
yeah,
trickling.
totally.
And then, yeah, so it starts off good. And then you
Yeah, it
see
says-
something light and pale come to the surface.
Yes.
Oh no.
I can't remember when this is, but at a certain point when she's either listening to recordings or doing some editing, a form appears behind her, this white form that slowly starts to approach and approach and
Oh yeah,
approach.
that's true.
And then she wakes up
that's
at her desk.
Yeah.
So we also see that white shadowy form in an early scene when she closes a door and you see it in a reflection. So that's like one of the few times when you actually get, the payoff from checking the reflections obsessively like I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah. And do we see this white form during this sleep meditation scene? This kind of like hallucination?
I forget exactly what we see. What do we see?
It's hard to say because she's meditating, and then she starts to hear all of the horrors, and then she goes out into the hallway, and it's dark, and then her mom comes out and screams and goes, ah!
And then she screams
and then she
goes,
screams,
ah.
and she wakes up and she checks on her.
That's how she does it.
And she checks on her mom. But what's so interesting, Tom, and it kind of answers a question you guys asked earlier, because that white form very much looks like somebody in a hospital gown, like her mom is wearing. So it's like, maybe is her mom dead, and her spirit's around trying to warn her. It's like, this is not me anymore. This is just a demon. Or is she swapping places every now and then?
I really like that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But I think, like, thinking about that concept and thinking back about the film, like, I think that's true.
Yeah, because then there's this one point, too, when she has another creepy dream and her mom's down in the hallway. And she's like, and all the lights are flickering and all. So scary.
Just prior to the final night when she's going to record and listen to the last two audio recordings, we do see the mom die. She breathes out her last breath.
Yeah.
The
and
death rattle.
Exactly. And she's not there to see it. So she's busy recording the podcast at that time and still claiming, like, this is a hoax, obviously.
And she's drunk.
None of this is real. Yeah, she's got the bottle with her. Yeah. Not doing well. Soon to be doing worse.
Yes.
Because then we get into those final two recordings.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We have some callers call in. One of them named Abby. Who we hear has a baby crying in the background.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's the one, I think, that tells them about a woman who was living in her basement, right?
That was a different woman.
This is a different woman?
So there's one woman before, because there's the person who was neighbors with Jessa.
Yeah.
And that's a guy.
That's a guy.
And then there's the other woman who's in San Diego. It's like, no, I'm not neighbors with these people, but when I lived in San Diego in the basement, there was a woman above who...
Woman below, actually, I think.
Oh, I thought she was renting the basement.
Who would listen to this music backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had a baby.
Yeah.
And at a certain point...
started hearing banging.
Yes.
Yes.
And then her dad, she says, went down, stopped her, and found a dead baby inside this bag that she was banging into the, like, chimney or something.
Yeah, banging against the wall, banging against the pipe. So this kind of reveals what this noise is that we've been hearing. We've been hearing this banging the whole film, and Evie keeps saying, oh, it's just the pipes. Just an old house.
But what I love about it, too, is that it seems like Evie isn't even sure if she's hearing that from the recordings or from her own house. She keeps looking around her shoulders when the banging's happening. I thought that was awesome.
So, yeah, it's a baby in a sack being banged against the wall to death.
Which is horrific. And then they speak with Abby, whose baby's crying. She's like, I can't get to stop, and I'm scared I'm going to,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we hear this, like, muffled, like, kind of fabric scrunching noise, and the baby's cries sound muffled. So it's kind of implying that she's putting a baby into a sack.
Things get a little jumbled here, but I do think at a certain point around this time, we see something rushing into Evie's mom.
We do.
And presumably that's Abazu. That reminded me a lot of Hereditary, actually.
Yes.
When the spirit of Payman will enter someone. So that I thought was cool.
Yeah. I really liked that. And then Justin gets kind of cut off and hooked in, and then... There's so much chaos.
When we have this kind of call with Abby and she's describing like how she feels like she's going crazy and the baby's crying, we have this sort of like little short monologue with Evie where she's like, no, like I believe that you're good, Abby.
Yeah.
You can be a good mother.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the end of her character arc, I would feel. It's like she's talking more about herself, but she is forgiving herself, trying to reach this woman who I might not even think is real.
No, same here. And then she's like, Evie saying how she killed her mother because she wasn't praying.
Yeah, wasn't praying for her. Yeah. But then things really start to ramp up. The lights are starting to pop. The lighting's getting strange. Everything turns red because on the TV is that
image from earlier.
Yeah.
Like video of that woman with the messed up face.
And now her eyes are all black.
Oh, yeah. And I love the camera movement in this scene where we pan slowly around the other way. Evie goes another way, so we find her again when she's, like, banging on the TV. We might even be looking at her through a mirror.
Yeah.
There's, like, a few shots in this movie where we think we're seeing things normally, but it turns out we're looking through a mirror. And I really love it when movies pull a fast one on you like that.
No, it's really cool. I love that she goes to unplug the TV, but it's already unplugged.
Already unplugged. Oh, no.
Of course it is.
Right?
Justin is just, like, screaming in the background as well. We don't even know what's happening to
He's
him.
just yelling Evie's name.
Yeah. And then Evie finds that the walls are covered in images of dead children.
Dead babies.
Yes. But I think that she still feels the need to check on her mom.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't know that she's dead.
She doesn't know that her mom is dead. So again, just going back to the opening scene, it's a good thing that this movie established right from the start that Evie cares for her mom. Because otherwise, she would just run out the door, right?
Yeah.
Save herself. But because we know this about her, we understand why she chooses to go up the stairs instead.
Yeah.
Another thing about that monologue when Evie's talking about how she feels like she killed her mom and she's saying like, oh, I didn't have enough time for her. Like she wanted me to pray with her, but I just kept coming up with excuses and I didn't have enough time. I think that part really also made people feel, including me, emotional. Because yeah, I mean, being a person in your 20s and feeling like you don't have enough time for your family is like a really sad thought.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that one got me. I was like, ugh.
So yeah, we go back to Evie coming up the stairs with all the dead babies on the walls, and the sound at this point was almost too much.
It is. It's like chanting, and in the same like Latin probably from earlier.
Hear chanting, we hear babies crying.
Yes. It builds and builds and builds, and it just unnerves you to your core.
I felt very shaken up.
Yeah.
And my whole body
scary.
was so tense.
Yeah, and then I think when Evie was walking down the hallway, the camera also flips.
Yeah.
Very slowly goes from horizontal to vertical, and I think we are like looking down at one point when she enters the room, finds her mom not in the bed.
And the bed's all made turn down service.
And the statue is smack dab in the middle of the bed. And then we get one final instance of mirror horror as we see standing in the doorway of the bathroom the mom slash Abazu.
Yeah, not really the mom.
Facing away.
Also in the chaos moments, there are flashes to Evie at the bottom of the stairs with the plastic.
With a bag over her head.
It
That
comes
was
up so quick.
Yeah.
freaky as
Bleeding
fuck.
out.
Yeah. And then when we kind of gather, okay, we're looking at Abazu, then it cuts to black and we just hear more terrible noises and her screaming like mom, you know. And
It sounds like somebody's falling down the stairs.
Yeah. And what I can assume is that I guess she knows that it's Abazu at this point, but she'd be like trying to appeal to her mom, which I think is a terrifying concept that I recognize from Hereditary as well.
Yeah.
When Annie is possessed and chasing after Alex Wolff's character and he's just yelling, Mom, Mom,
God,
like,
heartbreaking.
stop. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. This is your mom turning against you. Like, what's scarier than that?
Nothing.
Yeah. And then it cuts to just some fun, nice music at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kindergarten, like
Yeah.
music.
Well, yeah, I
Gets
mean,
us.
pretty much the only, like, music or soundtrack in the film is children's songs. And I think that's interesting because of the mom's state. And like you said, when people are in that state, they revert back to a childlike demeanor. And, you know, kid songs are probably comforting to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I wanted to mention, so Abazu probably looks really scary.
Yes.
We don't quite get to see
Definitely
her.
looks really
Yes.
scary.
We just get to see the vague outline, the white form. I assume that she looks something like that creepy statue. So I am both happy and unhappy that we don't get a good look at her.
Same.
Yeah.
I think I'm more happy than not. I think usually, like people say, people's imaginations are normally scarier than whatever you can.
Like, I'm with that. I think that for the film that they made here, it would feel out of place if we had like the nun style appearance of the demon, you know, jumping out of corners and full lighting and all that. However, I do kind of wish that we got another horror icon out of this movie that could make a Halloween costume that people could automatically recognize, especially because this is Canadian horror. That just would have been a nice thing, I think.
It depends on what you want from the film. I think if they had done that, the film definitely would have been more cheesy and not as scary and effective as it was.
Without a doubt, yeah.
So, there's that. But I will say, after watching this film and when we're all sitting in the theater seats petrified,
oh my god,
that was the most physically unwell I have felt after a film.
Me too. I was like shaking, like tremors for a while afterward. We needed to like unpack that movie and make sense of it for a while before going home to our dark apartments.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, right after we left the theater, I was like, oh, I'll go home. And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, no, I'm going to stay out with my friends and just talk, actually.
Yeah, it was scary. A lot of visuals, the sounds, the medical death sounds were a lot.
Yeah.
And I also really, this is jumping back a lot because we've completed the film, but one thing I really liked, just back to how we never see the nurse, but the nurse is in the house.
Yeah.
When the person is in that state, it's kind of like from the mom's perspective, because she's like, she can't see her nurse, but she can hear what she is saying.
Yeah.
And generally they don't say it in earshot of the person.
Oh, yeah.
Because you won't want to upset them, so.
That's so true, because she says, yes, I believe that they can hear us. Yeah, so she's gonna die soon. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, generally you do it in a different
I didn't
room.
think about that.
Yeah. So that was definitely from like the mom's perspective. Like when you're in the hospital, you don't have the space to do that. So in the hospital, they'll just tell you, and it's like, oh, okay, thank you. So I really like that as a detail.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's inspired by Ian Twasson's real experiences as well.
Because in the credits, you see. There was a big in memoriam. There was like 8 people in memory of.
And then in loving memory of both his parents.
Yes, exactly. And then work with the Alzheimer's and Diabetes Associations.
Yeah, so both of his parents died from
dementia.
A very short
Yes.
period
and
of
diabetes.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this movie has some strong themes, difficult subject matter, scary sound design, and visuals. But overall, I would still say it's a fun time.
Yeah,
it's a good watch.
Because it's fun to be scared.
That was some of the most fun I've ever... I feel weird using the word fun, but it really is fun for me. I love being scared. And this film made me really scared.
Yeah, the audio experience is wonderful.
Yes. Could potentially be the scariest horror movie of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's too early to call it, but I can't really think of anything that's going to top it yet.
Maybe something will surprise us. That would be really cool. But
yeah, but the audio's the scariest part. So
No, I think more horror films need to use audio to their advantage like this, because this was so effective.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I've really seen this or heard that in like another film before.
Same.
Yep. Did we have anything else to say about Undertone?
No, we can just kind of each give our star rating.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So this is a new thing for us. How many stars do we rate things out of?
Yeah, do we do 5
10.
stars or IMDb?
10.
You're into 10. Okay, cool. I need to think on it if anybody wants to go first.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Damn, that was going to be my rating. 8.5.
You can give it 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 for Dev 2. It's interesting because horror movies, you kind of judge on a different scale, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this is a example, I think, of a movie that works really well as a horror movie and as a movie, but it's probably a stronger horror movie than it is a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 8.5.
Nice.
8.5 across the board.
We can all agree. I think that, like, the only issues that I have with it is the start and stopping. I think that there could have been a really cool version of this movie where they record everything in one night and things just continue to get scarier and scarier. So I can say I did feel like, oh, okay, we've stopped again in the theater. So maybe I won't feel that on my second rewatch. But honestly, it's a struggle to come up with any flaws.
Yeah. And I do like the start-stop because it just really shows it's days and she's alone. Nobody's come visit her. Nobody's there to help her.
That's true.
Why is she alone all of these days?
Yeah,
and
you
that
get that sense of
concept
time.
is creepy.
Yeah.
So I think that also works. Yeah, the only thing that I really have to say about this film is I think that 100% it was meant to be seen in the theaters with, very expensive sound, surround sound.
For real.
I think that going in for a second watch on my TV in my living room is not going to be the same.
I would compare it to Skinamarink.
Yes.
Because Skinamarink would have been terrifying to me seeing it in a theater.
And it was.
And not knowing where the jump scares are. I know that when I watch this a second time, knowing where the jump scares are, I will be not having my fingers in my ears the entire movie. But it scared the hell out of me. Yeah. Okay, that was Undertone.
That was Undertone.
Go watch it in theaters. Obviously, it is doing well already, but we can always make it do better.
Yeah, try and support a local theater.
Yeah.
Well, we saw it at the Park Theater, and if you can go see it there, or the Rio, or...
And then in Montreal, there's also the Park Theater.
Yeah.
There's another Park Theater?
It's a different one in Beaubien, and there's Cinema Moderne, so...
Very cool. Go see it at your local theater.
Okay, wonderful. Well, guys, it's time for Who, What, Watch, Read, When, Where. This is the section of our show where we get to recommend / talk about whatever things in the horror genre we've been watching, reading, listening to, or things that we're going to watch, read / listen to.
I think you guys are going to laugh at me. I'm so excited to show what I think.
I'm so excited to laugh at you. You laughed at me a lot for Undertones. There's a deficit. Okay, I'm ready. What are we doing?
Who? What?
No. What are you doing? What's going on
you want
here?
me to go first?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, guys. Okay. So, do you guys know Mr. Ballin?
No.
I think I was talking about this yesterday, but he is basically has a YouTube channel. I think a podcast as well. I think he's on Spotify as well. But he basically tells quote unquote real and fake spooky stories. And one of the episodes that I was listening to a couple weeks ago was a real story episode. And this particular episode was specifically about Bigfoot.
Oh, I love Bigfoot.
I love Bigfoot.
Okay. So he was telling this story about how a bunch of people went into the woods to go hunting, and they were camping, and basically they heard Bigfoot.
Oh.
Nice.
Let me tell the little blurb that I have here. So in the early 70s, Al Berry and his longtime friend Ron Moorhead went into the woods of the Sierra Nevada mountains in eastern California and collected a series of Bigfoot vocalizations, also known as samurai chatter.
What?
Because
where's the connection there?
You'll hear it when I show you the recording, but it basically sounds like old, like, Japanese / Mandarin / basically just like a mixture of almost Asian languages, but it's not any of these languages.
Huh.
And they sound like samurais.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, so specifically for this audio recording that is from the early 70s, former Navy experts have confirmed that the recording is undoctored and not human.
Fun.
Ooh, I love it.
So whatever is making these noises, not human. Besides the, like, clearly human voices that are in the recording.
Okay, Emily.
Let's hear it.
So it's basically these guys are recording it, right? And so they're talking a lot of the time, and they're trying to call to it. They're trying to speak to it.
Fun idea.
So, wait.
That's awesome. At first, I didn't understand why they were calling it samurai sounds, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." No, I
It sounds
get it
like
now.
old movie recordings.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And this was, sorry, where was this?
In the Sierra Nevada mountains
Mountains.
in Eastern California.
Oh my gosh. Google ocelot sounds.
Yes. So that's the thing is the people, like the experts, the audio experts that have looked into these files have basically been like, this doesn't sound like any animal that we've ever heard
So
of.
not even an ocelot.
So a lot of people are like, oh, maybe it's some sort of mountain lion or ocelot or bird. Nope.
That's exciting.
And it's definitely not human.
Yeah. I love that.
What do we think of that sound bite?
I love it because, like, honestly, I love nothing more than a weird sound in the woods. Because here's the thing, I'm not walking around the woods at night, you know?
No, it's dangerous. Don't do
So
that.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So I love... Emily has a cheeky grin on her face.
I grew up in the mountains around cougars, mountain lions, bears, wolves.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
Yeah.
walking in the woods at night. But I love listening to, like, alien footage and Bigfoot footage because it's so exciting.
It's cool stuff.
That's
So,
really cool.
Tom, you're the skeptic of the group. What do you think?
I don't know, but it's probably not Bigfoot's.
Come on.
It's probably not Bigfoot's.
You think that a mountain lion is making bird-like calls and then human-like noises?
It could be a crow. I know that sounds stupid, but
Yeah.
corvids recite.
Yeah.
But it could also be Bigfoot.
I don't know. I don't think there's Bigfoots. I'm sorry, Emily. I'm a real Eevee from the Undertone.
And also, to note, everybody, currently Tom is wearing the most amazing glasses, like from Atlantis.
Oh, why,
Beautiful
thank
circle,
you.
circle glasses. So it's really playing up that whole the skeptic vibe. I
That's
love
me.
it. Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm sorry,
I think
Emily.
it's Bigfoot, Emily.
thank you,
I
Devin.
think
Yeah.
it's Bigfoot.
But I'm happy to be your Scully or Mulder, whichever.
Smolder.
Smolder. Yeah.
It's
Smolder.
definitely Smolder.
But yes, I have been obsessing over this audio clip for the past 3 days, driving Mateo insane. Like, do you want to hear it again? Do you want to hear it again? Do you want to
I
hear it
love
again?
it.
And I've been listening to it so many times, and guys, as you know, I think it's Bigfoot. I think it's Bigfoot.
And I like that.
Because many people have said specifically about these parts of the woods that they've been hearing particularly strange noises that don't sound like an animal they've ever heard of.
I like that a lot. I do think it's Bigfoot. Why not?
It's more fun to believe that anyway.
It's why not Bigfoot? Honestly, it's 2026. The world's crazy. It's Bigfoot.
Also, whether it's Bigfoot or not,
What
if
is
you
it?
heard that in
I'm
the
shitting my pants.
middle of the night,
Turn
in the
around.
Yeah.
Another
away.
thing to note is they were like 8 miles deep into the forest.
Oh, that
Very
makes
deep.
me, and my body, I just got goosebumps again. That makes me feel
Uh-huh.
bad. Also, what are people doing in the woods at night? Get out.
They're trying to hunt, I think, is what they were doing.
Oh,
But
why are people trying to hunt?
that is my little bit that I was very excited to share.
I
Yeah,
love
thanks
that.
for showing.
That was definitely in the Hua section.
Yes.
Mine is a movie. I finally watched Late Night with the Devil the other day.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I very much enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
There were, I like how well they did the late night TV shows,
Yeah.
as well as the introduction of like the documentary of this is the 70s.
Yeah.
I like the set deck and design. I love the performance from the young girl.
Yeah, she was
so
fantastic.
creepy, and I
Lily?
really, Lily, and just the looking at the camera the whole time, and just like the uncanniness. And I really liked how they had the child voice, not creepy high, but like low voice for a kid. And it was creepy. The skeptic was fantastic.
Yep, that guy with his $1 million check.
Yeah. And the hypnotism, it was a short movie, which was great.
Yeah.
It's an indie film, and that's, again, perfect length. Oh, look, one location again. Yep. Never left that. So, captivating story could be done as a play. And then the visual effects, when she kind of got... I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, the visual effects are kind of iffy.
But, like, you know, I don't want to spoil anything. I think it's on Crave, and it's a very enjoyable film.
Yep. Very fun.
Very fun. It's a good Halloween movie. It's actually Halloween.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil it,
episode.
But I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, I have been reading more H.P. Lovecraft. I ran across a story called Under the Pyramids with Harry Houdini that I really enjoyed. And it stars Harry Houdini. Lovecraft must have been a fan. And he gets tied up in the way that he usually does and thrown down into this Egyptian tomb where they're kind of giving him like the biggest challenge of his life, see if you can escape. And then he's going to come across some particularly interesting Egyptian ghoulies. And I thought it was a really creepy and well done story. And because Lovecraft is so old, a lot of like the twists you can see coming because they've been replicated and redone over like the 100 years since the story came out. But this one actually did get me towards the end with a reveal that I was not expecting.
Cool. Nice. Isn't that how Houdini actually died?
Not in an Egyptian tomb.
Not in an Egyptian tomb, but he was like locked up in like a
No, he got punched in the stomach.
Oh, the stomach.
And ruptured an organ. He just like asked an audience member to punch him, which they did. Punched him too hard, and so
it was still magic.
He died from that. Yeah, it was still to do with his craft. So he died in that way. That was Who, What, Watch, Read, When. Then I guess there's nothing else to do but wrap up the show. Guys, where can people find us on the socials?
You can find me on Instagram at emily.english_ and at HorrorHo on YouTube.
And I am Devin Ellis-Durity across the board on Instagram, YouTube, and Letterboxd.
I'm Thomas N. Jackson 2002 on Instagram and Thomas N. Jackson at Letterboxd. If you want to reach the show as well, our Instagram is Whispers in the Woods Pod. You could send us a DM with an episode suggestion, comment, critique, just want to say hi, go right ahead. Okay, and special thanks to Moira Christy for our theme. Thank you to Kiah Ellis-Durity for our logo. Thanks to Gordon Durity for our mic. Thanks to me for the edit. And thank you guys for being here today and recording our review of Undertone.
Yeah. Woo. Thank you guys for agreeing to do the podcast with me.
And thank you for hosting us in your house.
Of course. Every weekend I'll do so.
Yay.
But hopefully let's start recording in the studio.
Things will change and ebbs and flows.
This is just the beginning.
Exactly.
We've only
episode
begun.
9. Yes.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. See you next weekend.
Deal with your lizard DNA, folks. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Black sheep, have you any... Whisper.